Oh my gosh, he uploaded part 3 and I didn't have to wait that long. Whoa, let's just celebrate. Woohoo, part 3. Alright, let's just get into it. Roll the intro.
Go to work. Curry with Tucker right with him. Curry launches a three. Puts it in again. Shoot. A minute and a half to play. That's a bomb. Oh, ridiculous.
So, as mentioned before, this is part 3, the last part of this bubble recap mini-series. So leave a like and subscribe, as these were fun to make, but also took up some time. But anyways, let's just jump into it where I last left off, which was listing the last 4 teams standing as of now. The last 4 remaining teams were the Los Angeles Lakers, Denver Nuggets, Boston Celtics, and Miami Heat. Now, of course, if you were an old head, you were hoping for Lakers vs. Celtics in the finals for like the millionth time. But let's see how it turned out. So we're going to start with Lakers vs. Nuggets. Now, as I feel I have said sometime in this series, everyone and their mother was waiting for Lakers vs. Clippers, a battle of LA in the Western Conference Finals. But then the Clippers choked, so now we didn't really want that anymore. Now we wanted to see if Denver could do it a third time. The Lakers surprisingly won Game 1, as they usually use it as a feel-out game. Then they won Game 2 on an improbable buzzer beater from Anthony Davis.
Denver a foul to give. Jokic trying to disrupt Rondo. He puts it in. Here's Davis, 4-3 in the win. Oh, it's good! Anthony Davis has won it for the Lakers!
That's pretty interesting.
Sadly, nobody but Laker fans care about that shot, and it is, in my opinion, the least memorable game winner in playoff history. Anyways, an impeccable shot, but then Denver would win Game 3. Which is very critical because this series could have been 2-1 Denver if Anthony Davis did not have other plans that night. Games 4 and 5 were really close as Jamal Murray was on a mission, and it was basically like watching Michael Jordan in the 90s.
Nuggets have all been together for the most part. Now it goes, and oh my goodness, what a basket! Jamal, because we gotta see this.
Murray is attacking. Look at him go up. No, I'm not going to dunk. Not going to use it with my left, but the English.
Don't know if I mentioned it, but in Game 4, with that highlight, he dropped 32 points. But the Lakers still ended up winning. And then they closed it out in 5 games. And LeBron is seen here.
Los Angeles is clapping right now. So we start with the leader, the man drawing up the plays, head coach Frank Vogel.
He's seen there, sitting, while everyone else on the team is celebrating with confetti. Now is a good time to remind you of what else happened in 2020 that shook the basketball world. Kobe Bryant, at the young age of 41, would pass away with his daughter Gianna in a helicopter crash. This affected everyone in the NBA, as an icon that was seen as bigger than life was taken away from us too soon. I don't want to get into much detail about this topic, but it is necessary to know, and it explains LeBron's reaction after making it to the finals again, and in the Western Conference for the first time. He wants to win it for Kobe in a Lakers uniform. The job is not finished. So now we transition to the other side, where we have Heat versus Celtics. This Eastern Conference Finals matchup was really fucking boring. It was a 6-game series implying it was close. But it wasn't. No knock on Boston, but they did not seem to want it at all. Miami, they would have a comeback in Game 2, I think, and I kind of knew the series was over after that. Oh yeah, but there was this great defensive play that saved them in Game 1.
7, working against Butler, got downhill, couldn't punch it, Bam says get it out of here! Out of bio, sky high, with the block and rejection. That's and Adebayo won. Wow. A meeting at the summit, Doris.
That is a ridiculous defensive.
To be honest, it was more boring than the other series on the west side of the bracket. Tyler Hero and Bam created a name for themselves in this series as both showed out. But of course, Jimmy was still Jimmy, and boom, the Heat are in the finals facing LeBron James's Lakers. So let's talk about that matchup. Here we go. The two best teams in the bubble, Lakers versus Heat. This is the Heat's first time back in the finals since LeBron left in 2014. They rebuilt a great team and found their man for the future in Jimmy Butler. This is the Lakers' first time back since the late great Kobe Bryant won them their last ring in 2010 against the Big Three Celtics. In order for the Heat to win, they would have to beat the man who helped lead them to 2 of their 3 rings in LeBron James. And the Lakers would have to beat a man who took this bubble run the way many believed Kobe would have. A fascinating finals matchup that many did not watch for some reason. Don't ask me why. Without any more delay, let's kick off with Game 1. I was so hyped for Game 1, and many others were too. And then Bam and Dragic got hurt, and I wanted to end it all. Yeah, I was mad because I was rooting for the Heat. I'll get to why later. But the Lakers routed games 1 and 2 as Bam and Dragic were hurt and Jimmy was left with Tyler and Duncan, who both did play not that good. This series looked doomed to be boring. But then Game 3 happened.
There's no way he's going to get back in front of LeBron James. Kelly Olynyk set up nicely, nails the three-pointer. Jimmy Butler with his 10th assist, and the Heat back up by without 2 of their best players. Right now they've got a 3-point lead against the Lakers with 7 minutes to play. Hero for 3. That's good. Tyler Hero from downtown. The Laker bench, 46 of their 94 points. Pass inside to Olynyk. Oh, what a feed from Butler. Hero sets the screen. Caldwell Pope picks him up. 1-on-1. Butler backs in. That fall-away shot is up and good. Butler says, give me the ball. Butler the drive, the runner, he banks it in. Oh, what a masterpiece from Jimmy Butler.
Oh my god, did Game 3 happen? Game 3 was actual fun. Jimmy was phenomenal, dropping a 40 bomb and a triple-double with 40 points, 13 assists, and 11 rebounds. Tyler Hero also hooped with 17 and some big shots that created this iconic picture. Game 3 was all Miami as Jimmy Butler made it clear it ain't over, as here's an iconic quote of him saying that the Lakers were in trouble. Too bad Game 4 wasn't the same case.
She told me put my heart in the bag and nobody gets hurt.
Okay, that's a bit of an exaggeration. Game 4 was close, but the Lakers squeezed it out as LeBron had 28 and the Lakers made sure Jimmy Butler looked human, only having 22 points on 47% shooting. Aw man, what a bum, am I right? Tyler and Bam played good too, but it was not enough. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, Bam was not out the entire series, but he was kind of neutralized, I guess. They nerfed him. So the Lakers took a commanding 3-1 lead. So you know what that means. Time for Laker fans to make some dumbass edits where they want nobody to ever celebrate against them.
You will know what it's like to lose. To feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail all the same. Dread it. Run from it. Destiny still arrives.
I'm so sick of these people. You know, oh!
Everyone was saying it's over. Good job to Miami, but the Lakers were too great. LeBron is the GOAT. It's okay. You tried your best, Miami, and had a memorable finals run. Everyone gave up on them to even win another game. That is, except for Jimmy Butler. Let's talk about him, shall we? Jimmy G. Butler, and the G stands for Gets Buckets. One of my favorite players in the whole league, definitely in my top 10 favorites. Let's look at his career to this point. He carried the Bulls after D Rose's ACL tear until 2016, then he was traded to the Timberwolves. He dragged them to the playoffs after being rushed back from injury, and after losing to Houston in 5, he was not rocking with that team at all. So he went to practice and he beat the starters with a team of third stringers while screaming at Cat and Andrew Wiggins that they're soft and they need him. So he was shipped to Philly to where he and Embiid were a goated duo. Sadly, Kawhi snatched the city of Philly's soul with this shot.
If you're Philly.
It's off to Leonard, defended by Simmons. Is this the dagger? Game! Series! Toronto has won!
Then Jimmy left Philly because Philly wanted Ben Simmons instead. So he left to Miami, where many questioned why he wanted to and claimed he didn't actually want to win since he did not pick a contender. But boy were they wrong, as Jimmy brought alongside his winning culture and grit, and this team embraced it and loved him as the leader. And he led this team to the finals, and nobody could take that away from him. He didn't invite anyone from outside the bubble to come visit him since it was a business trip. Many didn't consider him a real star in the league, but this night, Game 5, it would all change.
Robinson up top to Butler. Butler pulls up. Got it! Jimmy Butler does it again! And the Heat take a 2-point. Butler one-on-one with Markieff Morris. Butler drives. Falling away. Got it again! Jimmy Butler puts the Heat.
Else.
James and Butler throwing haymakers at each other. Butler drives. And he's fouled. And Butler right now is exhausted with 46.7 remaining.
This game was also the Duncan Robinson game, as he had 26 on 8 3-pointers as we were all waiting for his arrival. But this game is about Jimmy. In a do-or-die game where many believed the Lakers would close it out, he had 35 points, 11 assists, and 12 rebounds on 58% shooting. What makes it even more impressive? He sat for a total of 48 seconds this game. This man quite literally dragged this team to victory and was the definition of giving it your all. Undoubtedly the best player on the court that night, and he shut up literally everyone that doubted him. From being homeless at age 13 to dragging a team to a Game 5 finals victory. Nobody could say anything to him. So enough about Jimmy. How did the Lakers do? Well, this game, it solidified LeBron as the best player on his team and the finals MVP, if they won it all. Anthony Davis, who has always had a tendency to disappear in random games. And LeBron had 40 this night. So, let's address the elephant in the room. The one with a Danny Green jersey, and he was wide open when he could have taken the lead. This happened.
The set of screen. James goes the other way. Drives down the lane. Back out to Green. Green for 3.
Oh my God!
No good.
Get up on the run!
Throws it inside.
What the
It goes
fuck?
out of bounds.
And boy, did Laker fans not like that one, as this man got many death threats over that shot. All these Laker fans were pulling out their death notes and writing Danny Green at least 10 times in each page. And another thing about this was LeBron. Now in this moment, I wanted LeBron to lay it up, but he made the right play as 2 to 3 dudes were on him, and Danny just missed the shot. But oh boy, did Twitter have a field day with that, claiming he didn't have the killer instinct, or Kobe and MJ would have shot that. And let me just say, Kobe and MJ both passed it off to people who would have hit threes like Ron Artest and Steve Kerr in these shots.
Bryant looking. Artest, that's a three. Bang! Lakers by 6 with a minute to play. Scottie Pippen looking for Michael Jordan.
Michael, 6 seconds, 5. Michael in traffic to Kerr. You can't move.
So as you can see, Green just happened to miss. So stop hating on the greatness. Let's move on to Game 6. It sucked. It was never close. Nobody enjoyed it as Jimmy was very clearly out of gas and exhausted. An all-time great run from him and the Heat, but LeBron would come out on top, finishing the job as Lakers win the 2020 championship and LeBron wins his 4th Finals MVP. Arguably the hardest championship won, as the bubble was just so weird. So now, let's look into how people view this championship now, a year later after the fact. It has been officially over a year since this championship was won, and now people do not respect it. The Heat are bubble frauds. LaMickey and A. Disney are hilarious jokes, but also disrespectful, and it is now known as the Mickey Mouse ring. What is my opinion on it? Everything that happened in the bubble playoffs counts, and there's no asterisks. Them switching and adapting to the new environment better than everyone else, along with being better than everyone else, is extremely impressive. If your team won, you would be celebrating too. Don't discredit these guys, as they put on a historic run for themselves, and they should be praised. The jokes are still funny though, so you can go ahead and make them. Deep down, we all know these are real rings and well earned. One last reason why these rings count. The Lakers, they were seen as contenders from once they got Anthony Davis. And when the season was starting, them and the Clippers were people we would have picked to win it all, and including the Bucks. Even when COVID happened and the whole league shut down, the main people that were championship favorites were the Lakers, Clippers, Bucks, and hell, even the Heat. So this counts. If it was someone like the New Orleans Pelicans or Portland Trail Blazers, or even I'd say even the Boston Celtics, it would have a little bit more weight to call them bubble frauds. But it's not. These are two contenders that were seen as contenders when the season took a pause. So these rings will be remembered, okay? Can we all agree on that? Probably not, because we can never agree. But that brings this video to an end. And this brings the series to an end. The bubble was weird, and it was a crazy concept. It resulted in some of the lowest ratings the NBA has ever seen. But for real fans, it was special and should never be forgotten. The NBA 2020 bubble season was truly, truly fascinating. Hey guys, so that's the end of the series. This is actually the first idea I had for a YouTube video when I made this channel. But I wanted to actually get decent at a lot of this stuff. So it's being made now, and this is pretty special to me. I put a lot of work into it. And please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Thank you so much, because I said last time, let's get to 20 subscribers by the end of the year. And we are at 20. Woohoo! Okay, but thank you guys. And I will be doing in the moment content for a while. You'll still get historic videos that are pretty cool. I like talking about history, but I still want to talk about in the moment stuff. So look out for those. I'm trying to upload more consistently since I finished college application season and arc and whatever. But please leave a like, subscribe, and thank you very much for watching.